Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show with me, MKT. On a day, if you're South African, and globally, which has been interesting, tensions arise. But ultimately, we have been here before as a country, and it's something I did want to address. We live in this cool world, and we do want people to have a mental vacation with us. But if you live in the Republic of South Africa, you're going through it right now. If you are in Durban, if you are Eswatini, of course, one has to think of people. Real life happens out there. But if for 2 hours we can give you a mental vacation from the reality of life, we will not divorce ourselves from that. But as we all do, we do need that mental vacation. So welcome to it with us. We'll try to entertain and inspire because certainly I won't be inspiring you. I'm with a man, of course, in studio as I am every single day, who's an inspiration not only to himself, but truly to a nation, Vietnam in particular, when it comes to coffee. But great to have you with us. An interesting time in South African history, an interesting time in global history. Hey, best time to be alive, because if you weren't alive, you'd be dead. And if you're alive, it's awesome, right? Not necessarily right now, but if you're alive, this is all we've got. So do your best to be kind today. People are really going through it. I make fun of it. I mean, the yuppies in where I live, or some people, this is their daily lives. True chaos. No matter who it is, they are going through it right now, and it is a time to, and it is against my nature, to try and be kind and compassionate. I don't want to be glib about it. I think it's important. I don't exercise it enough personally. It's somewhere where I need to grow personally as I move on into post 35 years old. So I just wanted to start off with that. The real world is a real place, but welcome to a place where certainly no intelligence this side of the table, but on the other side, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk sport today as we always do. But a man, an inspiration, superb hair. I don't know whether he had a skin treatment, but the skin's looking phenomenal. The beard growing back ultimately will upset his mother, but he's all swag all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, douchebag glasses, carries his height well. The one and only James, Mr. He's So Cute, Illingsley.
I like what you've thrown in there. That was quite something to wake up to yesterday.
You maybe want to explain to people who haven't heard it.
So for those that didn't hear, and it's also a subtle plug, not really subtle, but I did a thing for Cliff Central, not Cliff Central Sport, but actual Cliff Central to their YouTube page. I did a song association challenge thing. Where they
what is that? You want to explain it to us that are the olds like me? What's song association?
The boomers, huh? So they essentially gave me a word. I had 10 seconds to sing or think of a song that had that word in it.
Okay, so you just have to associate a word with a song.
Pretty much.
Then it's a good title for the segment.
Yeah.
Song association.
Yeah, so that video is on Cliff Central's YouTube at the moment. And I woke up yesterday to a comment from someone that said, he's so cute. I didn't see the comment myself, but I got screenshots from, I think, 2 or 3 people.
Okay.
About it. And I just thought it was it was quite funny. It was an interesting way to wake up. I didn't expect that on a Monday morning.
You know what always gets awkward for people? Because for your sake, I hope your girlfriend doesn't hear this. Because inevitably, and it's not a woman or a man thing, partners just get this way. I've had it before, but I'm not this kind of person. I'm not now. Probably why I'm single. I don't get emotional about it. I'm not into the jealousy thing. Like it's never happened for me. And so I need to be clear. I've dated people that are well beyond what I should have been dating. I don't know what was in their tea the day they said, yes, the 2 ladies I've dated, right? Must have, you know what I mean? You know, you ever walked around the shops and gone, what the hell is she doing with him?
Yeah.
I imagine this was what was happening to both these ladies everywhere we went, right? So let me be very clear that I had good reason to get jealous. Not into it. So, but I do know, and I don't know if you've been in this situation in your life, James. Like now you're talking about somebody saying you're cute and, people would blow it off and ha ha ha. But in reality, I think we all know what it evokes in us. You kind of like that, James? Making your lady a bit jealous or not really your vibe? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Because some people like it. They like to know that their partner's jealous, which means they've got someone who cares for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it happens with potentially sexist here, bigoted, but it will happen with ladies where she knows she's good looking with a partner. They maybe have a fight or things don't go so well before they get to an occasion, and then she starts just talking to other people at a braai or whatever, and she knows that'll drive the guy nuts. And some people like that.
So the girlfriend had no idea it happened, and when we spoke about it, when we opened up the show yesterday, she immediately sent me a WhatsApp.
That's awesome.
And I'm not going to tell you exactly what the WhatsApp said, but
okay. She's better looking than me.
It was something along the lines of, "Where was this comment left?" or something like that.
You should have said in my DMs.
I was like, there's a reason I didn't send you the screenshot of what happened. And we just kind of laughed about it, and she said, so I'm not into the whole jealousy thing's not a turn on for me. I'm not like
jealousy.
No,
jealousy.
She's more overprotective though. Less jealous, more sort of overprotective.
Not sure what the difference is. Could you mind explaining that? And we're not judging your lady. Nobody knows who she is anyway.
I think,
although you might get married and then people will replay this and they'll know something about your partner.
I think overprotective is more sort of sure.
She just cares for you, it sounds like you're saying.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
It's more of a caring thing than it is a don't talk to my man kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Have you given her a reason to be overprotective, James? What is it about you that needs to be overprotected in terms of just normal protection? Are you just out there advertising the goods? Or is it maybe because you're just 6'3" and it's hard for ladies to miss the goods?
Look, I've said it before.
And men, by the way, James. It's okay for men to find you attractive.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is tough being this good looking. It is.
Oh, my goodness gracious. This guy. Oh, sweet mother of pearl.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, sure. I bet you are, yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know what it is.
Okay. No, that's fine, James. James is squirming a little bit because...
See, the thing is...
He doesn't really like the spotlight being on him. James likes to chat, but he doesn't like it when it gets a little bit real, you know? I can actually actively see James squirming on the other side of the table. And this happens often. Yesterday, it was about the gays, and today it's about him.
No, I don't mind when stuff gets a little bit real about me. I just... because I'm so conscious about our current setting... that being live and on a podcast this afternoon at 3 o'clock on the Cliff Central app.
Or wherever you find your podcast.
Or wherever you find your podcast.
Like, share, subscribe.
I'm just more conscious of what I say. Like, I know exactly what I want to say, but I think it over more on the show.
Okay.
Not to sort of get things...
You want to be controversial, you know?
Yeah.
Why not, James? What are you scared of? You got something to hide?
I feel like I'm still building a career, you know?
I see.
I don't have...
What about me? What are you saying? Who am I? Am I Oprah?
You old. You're 35. You...
Oh, so my time's done.
Yeah.
I'm not successful. Imagine how I feel. Imagine my insecurities.
Feel free to be controversial, buddy. It's your time.
I'm done anyway, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, who cares what I've got to say? I'm so old.
Hashtag old news.
Yeah. Hashtag the old.
Yeah. Hashtag nobody cares boomer. Or something.
Yeah. Okay,
like
boomer. That's the one. That's the one you, the Gen Z say. Okay, boomer. That's you're Gen Z, huh?
Unfortunately, yes.
No, it's cool, dude. It's cool. You are what you are. I mean, what do you mean, unfortunately?
I think, and I'm not the only one in my age group, but I think some millennials ended in 96, I think, or 95, right?
Doesn't matter. You're not them. Who cares about them? Yeah.
I was born in 97.
Okay.
And I know I'm not the only person that's in my age group that identifies more with millennials than they do with Gen Z. Hey,
just try and be decent. Like, quite honestly, it's like being young is super hard. And it's good to, I think you're doing all right. Hey, I mean, how many 24-year-olds have had 2 jobs already? live on their own. It's because life's expensive, right? And also, it's not like your mom's just giving you a bucket load of money every year.
No.
You're out here, go and work, So I think you've done all right so far.
I think I've done okay.
And you're just at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think you've done, James? Do you ever measure yourself? Do you measure in years? You don't strike me as the type of guy at the beginning of the year, you set out your year's goals. You just you're rolling with it, huh?
When it comes to Korea, and
South or North Korea?
The South one.
Okay. They're the better Korea.
So when it comes to Korea, and I have like my heart or my mind set on something, I'll want to follow that. But like you said, I don't go into every year and I'm like, okay, this year I need to increase my productivity by 25%. And
so what's the vibe? Just let it hang.
Like at the old job, when I knew I wanted to leave, I was super focused on that. And then I got that task done. And now, currently in my career, I'm learning more and just sort of seeing how things work with some other stuff that we've got going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Meeting a lot of people that know a lot more than I do. That's a surprise. You'll find out people know more than you do. No, I'm kidding.
You're shocked.
That was a joke.
Yeah, especially coming from AFTA. They kind of teach you everything there, don't they? Hey, for the amount you got to pay, they're better.
That's
the amount your mom paid, please. Let's also
Yes.
get that clear.
correct.
We're not going to turn James into he worked 3 jobs to pay for university. He did not.
He didn't.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. I right now I have no sort of immediate career goals that I want to achieve in the next, let's say, like 2 years. I know I want to edit more. I want to edit more. But outside of that, like I enjoy being on the show. I enjoy creating content for it, and like I'm kind of happy where I am. I know the editing thing's gonna come at some point, but yeah, I'm really honestly like happy with where I am. I don't really have many plans about. Okay, in 2 years I have to be like a mogul or whatever. Like,
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. You sound content. Things are going home well at home. You spoke to the lady this morning. Still no internet, but that's good, James. Any sort of anxiety around what's going on in South Africa right now? For those who don't know, there's some political stability. Any thoughts there, James? Personally. So forget what's happening out there. How are you feeling about it?
it's scary to watch. So I haven't seen much of it since I left here yesterday.
Because you don't have internet at home because you live in a slum village, yeah.
So I'm usually awake past midnight.
Uh-huh.
And when it got to midnight last night, I was like, oh, I've got midnight data I can use. So I started using that, right, to go through like Twitter and all of those things and catch up on stuff. And like just seeing the images of like buildings on fire and like people shooting other people, and like it's so intense. It's a scary place to be in. Not heavily anxious about it, a little bit, but like I'm not like, oh my gosh, I can't leave the house. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Like, you know what I
Doesn't
mean?
make sense. No, I don't. It's those are two opposite messages.
I don't mind leaving the house if I
Yeah.
need to go to like spa or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, okay, I need to barricade myself in and buy like tinned tuna to live off for the next 3 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Tuna's not a bad option. Don't want to get in brine though. Anyway.
It's gross and brine.
It's kind of good for you though. But anyway, all right. So you're not quite in zombie mode yet.
No, I'm watching what happens, and I'm making sure that nothing happens in my area. I mean, I'm not making sure of it. I'm not doing anything about it. I'm just making sure that I'm aware that...
You haven't bought a gun yet. You have a gun?
No.
You want a gun?
No. I feel like the first time I shoot it, the recoil will just jump back and break my nose.
You can always go for... what sort of gun are you getting as your first gun?
Have you seen the muscle mass on these arms? There's nothing here.
Jeepers creeps.
So even like a 9mm, I'm just going to hold it and it's going to pop back into my nose.
Yeah.
I'm going to come to work the next day with a broken nose.
Oh, you better come to work as well.
I'll be here.
Like, I'm not giving... That has to come off your pay. Like, what happened? Oh, he had a 9mm, which he'd never shot before. Recoil, smashed all the cartilage in his nose. Oh, come to work. Like, you don't get a day off for stupid. Right? Do you know what I mean? Like, if that ever happens, I don't want to hear it.
That's something very similar. That's a very similar thing my mom used to say, and just
Let's hear it.
That made me laugh.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the gospel from your mom.
You don't get a day off from being stupid, huh?
Yeah.
What was the other one? It was
For being stupid, yeah.
Stupid is not a disease or something like that.
Oh, well, I don't know.
It's something ridiculous.
Sounds like you're going to misquote your mom. So let me stop you right there. But I agree with her. You don't get a day off for being an idiot. Break your nose with a gun, come to work. You know what I'm saying, James?
I'll be here. I told you I'm resilient. And also, I probably can't go to a hospital to get it sorted because
of COVID.
Well, that and
Nah, you live in the suburbs. Stop.
I can't even go to Discam at this point.
Oh, my Lord. How will your day go on? I mean, my biggest problem is which Woolworths am I going to shop at? Because I found out my main shopping centre, which I normally walk to, the Woolworths is closed. These are the problems.
Well, it's closed with good reason.
What's the reason? We built this city.
No.
Oh.
All of the looting. They've closed down. I think Four Ways Mall, I found out this morning, is also closed.
And listen, businesses are right to be, I'm being facetious. Businesses are obviously in our country at the moment. Also, international listeners, it's not, I've been in war zones. It's not a war zone. I've been to the Gaza Strip.
It's not a civil war.
It's not the Gaza Strip when it's lit.
No.
Like, please, let's be very clear. Now, if you're in Durban, I'm not reducing what you're going through, but a lot of international sort of readers and listeners will get it either from their cousins in Durban, right?
Yeah.
So now that's South Africa, or the BBC, who I haven't even looked, but I know how they report, right? On Sky News, they aren't going to show you and me sitting in a world-class studio. They're going to show the looting and a policewoman getting trampled by 30 people. Do you know what I mean? So just so we're clear, overseas, there are parts of South Africa at the moment where there's some kind of hotspots, but those of us fortunate enough to be living sort of in middle-class areas in other parts of the country outside of Durban or KwaZulu-Natal are cautious but carrying on, you know? So I don't want people thinking South Africa's on fire, because people do that all the time. And whatever country it is, right? You get a shooting in, I don't know, Pasadena. Oh, did you hear about the shooting in America?
Yeah.
Like, all of America's shooting. All of the bullets are in everyone's hands all the time in America. Like, no, that's an isolated incident. So, yeah, I think if you are listening from overseas, and ultimately, if you're overseas, you may just wake up and your family is maybe in Gauteng and you think, oh, South Africa's on fire. If your family's middle class and you live in the UK and you're listening to the pod, in the northern suburbs of Johannesburg, so far, we're fine.
Yeah, as far as I know, I think.
No, we're fine. We're fine. Like, not, please, we're fine. It's edgy. We're on edge, right? You wouldn't be human if you weren't. Yeah.
They were close to us yesterday while we were doing the show. They were on Rivonia Road, apparently. But outside of that, there's been...
We're fine. Largely listen, people in suburbs have money to protect themselves. Like yesterday, I walked home at about 7:30, already dark. The amount of patrolling going on in our area. No, because we got them, like middle class people pay for private security services. If we're here, by the way, listen, some people are incredibly fortunate. Some people have worked incredibly hard. You know, I don't come from this economic class. I work hard to live where I live, and we're fine. So if you're overseas, there are parts that are cool. If your cousins live in a nice area, family lives in a nice area, mom and dad, grandparents, if they're in a nice place, generally in South Africa, or Johannesburg anyway, nice places are far from where most of the looting is going on, which is incredibly fortunate for some of us, you know. Just imagine being mums and dads. One of our colleagues, Jane, lives in Alexandra.
Oof.
And she said yesterday, because they're seeing action all the time there, right? Stuff that would make you and me, we'd probably need psychology for the rest of our lives. They see it every day. And she said even her kids are traumatized by what they're seeing now. So you must know it's lit there. It is lit. So, but for us, we are cool. And James, football's back. I feel like Euros is over. You know what I mean? In my heart and in my mind and my soul, the Euros is like 2 girlfriends ago now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to get over your last girlfriend, but 2 girlfriends ago, you got to get over her. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think.
Do you struggle with that?
Are we talking about girlfriends here or football?
Well, maybe the girlfriends thing's a good one. Is 2 girlfriends ago, you ever think about her? So your current girlfriend, then you have your ex-girlfriend, and then you have the ex-ex-girlfriend. That's 2 girlfriends ago.
That is 2 girlfriends
Yeah.
ago.
You ever thought about it, or how does that go for you?
Well, the thought pops in my head every now and then.
Really?
But it's not like then I sit there and like, it used to be a situation of I'd overthink for hours about it when it did pop into my head.
Uh-huh.
Now it just kind of pops in for like a couple of seconds, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what I'm having for dinner tonight. And then like I just kind of move on with my day.
You probably shouldn't have said that on the show, though. Now your girlfriend knows every now and then you're thinking about your ex-girlfriend. You think that could be problematic?
I think
Have I set you up to fail there?
No, I think it's a completely normal human thing to do. I think it'd be a problem if I said that, like, yeah, I still think about her every day and she smells different when she's awake. Like, that would be different.
Yeah. About your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
But that's not what you're saying. You're a good Christian boyfriend.
I'm a vibe, dude. Again, honestly, and it's not me distracting myself by doing the whole "what am I having for dinner" thing. It's just how how my mind works. I'm like,
it's a mess in there.
I'm here 1 second, and then the next we're on.
No, it's a mess. It's a mess. Your mind is an absolute jungle.
So, yeah, I mean,
shout out to James's girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it'd be a problem.
James, you're romantic. Like, bring chocolates, bring flowers, or do you? Because there's some people who say they're romantics, but they only ever buy stuff for their partners. And one of my friends is like this. She's totally like this. She says she's all into romance, but I've known her forever. She's still worried about your anxiety, by the way. She said, I must tell you. I must check up on you. I was like, I don't care. James must do his job. He gets paid a salary. Anyway, she always buys stuff for people when she knows she's done something wrong. Do you know what I mean? That's not romantic. If she's been ignoring someone, she works extremely hard, right? Like, incredibly hard. She works like 20 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Isn't that like a love language thing?
What's that?
Like buying stuff to apologize or whatever it is.
No. But I'm saying if you're a romantic, you buy flowers every Friday. You know, I know certain family, like one of my mentors, like he's hardcore about his wife. It's ridiculous, actually. Like, because he's always like, he always talks about her, and it's disgusting how much he loves her, like puppy love stuff. And he's like, no, he's making a deliberate choice to love his wife, because we all think like Tom Hanks movies, like love just happens. Yeah. No, he's revolting about it as well. He's showing me pictures. I know he's a huge executive, by the way. He's showing me pictures and like unbelievable sense of humor, right? But disgustingly romantic. And the way he talks about his wife is unbelievable. Just like unbelievable. It's like they met yesterday. You know when you meet a lady for the first time?
So they're in the honeymoon phase 4 years.
3 kids in that are out of university.
He's like...
Yeah, no. 3. No, I'm saying this guy's a bully.
I give him mad props,
Oh,
dude.
no. He's a living legend,
For
right?
sure.
So he's a romantic to me. Like, so every Friday, and here's something he does, because he knows how much I hate like flowers and plants. Every Friday. Bang. How does my Friday morning start? The flowers he's bought for his wife. He does every Friday. He goes and buys a flower or flowers for the house. So that's a romantic. Do you know what I mean? So my mate, she only buys stuff for her ex-boyfriends, right? If she's done something wrong, like if she's been ignoring the guy, or if she had a crazy morning and flipped at him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm like, and she always says I'm a romantic. I'm like, no, you're a lunatic. You're a psychopath. You're emotionally controlling the other person. Because when somebody gets angry with you, you should let them be angry. You were wrong.
Let it happen.
Or address it. You were wrong.
Yeah.
No. For her, I need to smooth it over. I just remembered something she once did. Oh, it's so good. She once video called me. I wasn't here. She video called me while I was living in Cape Town, as she was about to buy a watch.
No way.
No, because she'd done something like, not like something incredibly wrong. She just created a situation where it didn't,
A whole watch?
No, I told her, I will fly to Joburg tomorrow to slap you right through the face in public if you do that. I told her that, literally. And I'm not, so something along those lines.
A whole watch?
No, she was about to, she sent me a video call, like, which one should I get? because she was texting me the whole time. I thought she was like at home or whatever, like feeling bad, eating ice cream, No.
Holy
No,
hell.
she's off to buy a watch. And also she's like, I wouldn't say she's a baller, but she's incredibly good with money. So she's always got like cash around, She's she's very responsible. She works too hard to spend her money. So she's always got like money for stuff. She was about to buy a watch to apologize. Or not even apologize, to smooth it over, just like how a magician does the don't look here, look over there, whatever they call it, distraction, or I forget what they call it. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. No, that's her thing. And she calls herself a romantic. I'm like, no, you're a psychopath. I tell her this all the time. Do you know what I mean? So you romantic? Anyway, crazy story.
I used to be a while ago.
Was the love dying? What's going on?
No.
I didn't want to get into it. But oh my goodness, James,
No,
what happened?
What I mean when I say that is it was like high school James was like a super, what's the word? A hopeless romantic.
Okay.
Is the word.
Now you're just hopeless.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it was like high school James was like a closet hopeless romantic.
And now you came out of the closet. She came out the closet.
Not that, I just felt like it wasn't.
It's not who you are. Being a nice person is not who you are.
Yeah, I'm a terrible person.
No, I didn't say that. I'm asking. Because it's not true. You're not a terrible person. You're a good guy. Great guy, actually.
I don't know where the switch was.
What happened?
What it was. But
Did your heart get broken, or do you think that's what happened? Like you put your heart out there, they trampled all over it. Now you're just a wreck, a human wreck of a person, a shell of a man, if you will.
Aren't we all just a shell of
Oh my
human
goodness,
beings?
James. So now this has been very revealing. Your current girlfriend's not getting the best version of you, and I'm sorry for her. Oh, okay. So have I gone too far?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the sport then. I've gone too far. All right. Thanks for pulling me back there, James. I've taken it too far. And I think there's always one guy, isn't there?
There's always the one guy.
There's always the one guy, and that's not who I want to be. James, you know what? That's a reflection on me, not on you, dude.
If I get messages after or during this show, I'm blaming you.
Yeah.
Just know that I'm not taking your permission for it. I'm blaming you for everything. It's all your fault.
What?
Just everything.
What do you mean? For who you are? It's my fault for what was living in your subconscious.
No, we had this conversation. You're not allowed to bounce back this time.
Okay.
It's just me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's James. In a nutshell, huh? Cheapers. Wow. You're going to have to... Maybe you'll need relationship counseling after today's episode. And now your lady knows... Oh, wait. Did we decide that you are your best version of yourself? Because you're not a romantic. You used to be a romantic. So somewhere deep down in there is a romantic.
Here's an answer for you.
Let's hear it.
I went through some stuff.
Okay.
And I believe I am a more evolved, better person of myself. Better version.
Yeah. No, I hear
Better
you.
version of myself.
Hey, listen, the cold, honest truth is you are a great guy. That I can't deny. Extremely moral. You do what you say. So you are a good person. That I can't deny. So I think that's the takeaway. You are a good guy, and you're not saying that. I'm saying that. You are a very, very good person. So sort of shout out and not shout out to your lady. Or shout out and thoughts and prayers to your lady. It's the same burger.
Yeah.
Like the meat is the shout out,
Mm.
but the thoughts and prayers is the gherkins.
Yeah, because nobody likes gherkins.
Well, also, there's also other stuff. No one's just the perfect beef patty. So she's getting the nice juicy beef patty, but you know what I mean.
I was going to say something.
Got to put the gherkins. Were you going to say something? Probably best not to.
Yeah.
I think you've already put your relationship in the... All right, Jimbo, let's talk about this. That relationship talk actually started because Euro's over. It's done. Get it the hell out of here. Get it the hell out of here, hey?
It's all over.
Like it was fun. Fun, cool, jamming, moving, grooving. That's nice. Internationals, blah, blah, blah. Passion. It's coming home. It's going to Rome. Well, that was fun.
Yeah,
that
bring
was
the
nice.
boys back now.
Like, let's get back to it, hey?
Yes.
Have your attentions shifted back to the Premier League? Have you thought about Liverpool? The fact that there's only one centre back being signed. What if Virgil's not the same?
I haven't had an awful lot of access to socials, so I'm not really sure what's actually going on. I know like the sort of here and there stories
It's preseason, pal.
But I don't know anything in depth. I think we need a new signing. Gomez and Matip, as good as they can be, I don't think there's been a season where they haven't been injured at one point or another. So yeah, maybe another defender, and our midfield's relatively solid. I just think we need more sort of attacking backup. We've got Salah, Mane, and Firmino, great to score goals, and that.
Jota?
Injured a lot last season. I mean, he scored when he played.
Yeah, he's good.
But injured too much, dude.
That was one injury. He had one long injury.
No, it was
Virgil.
He I think he arrived injured.
Yeah.
Then he played a couple of games. Then he was injured again.
Well, he got what is it? Was it Achilles or ACL?
Yeah.
It was a bad one.
So he was like in and out, and I was like,
So you not. It doesn't sound like you're feeling great about the Reds of Liverpool here.
I just think we need more attacking backup, honestly, and maybe a centre back.
Another one. So Matip, Virgil. You just signed what's his name? Konate, didn't you?
Konate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if he's brilliant and it's him and Virgil?
I'm so anxious about being in a situation that we were last season where it was like, okay, Virgil's out. We've still got Gomez and Matip. That's great. Matip injured. Gomez injured. And then we're playing Henderson and Fabinho at the back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we don't need another centre back. We've probably got a utility mid somewhere that can play centre back.
What are we thinking here, Jimbo? Take me through what we're thinking for the season.
I think it's going to take a second for Liverpool's sort of full strength squad to sort of gel together again, because again, it's been the injuries, and then Virgil's out, and then Keita's out, and then so it hasn't been the same Liverpool squad for about a year now, maybe a bit more. So I think it's going to take us a second to get off the blocks, but
Yeah.
I feel like, again, we're going to have a pretty good season.
Top 4? Guaranteed?
Yeah, easy.
Oh, hello.
Easy stuff.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy, you say?
Yeah. No, I just think last season we were just, and I know this is like the excuse of every Liverpool fan, right? We were plagued by injuries last season, and I know every club had injuries. And
So why did you say that then? Well, why did you say your excuse then?
Because if you look at our injuries and the sort of points in the season that they occurred, as well as who was injured, there was a point where it was just a shit show. We were throwing.
Jeez, so that language. I mean, we're going to get a fine. TV show, dude. Real thing. Do you know you have to pay a fine on TV if you swear?
Well,
Are you too cool for that? I guess you do have a salary, which we will just take the money from.
yeah, there you go.
No, that's real thing.
It's probably taken all of my salary.
Well, I mean, you got to learn somehow. You know what I mean?
suppose so.
What do you want? You want to be able to swear like a cowboy, and then no consequences.
I thought this was what was it? Unscripted, unplanned.
No, that's Cliff Central. This is Cliff Central Sport.
So it's Cliff Central Sport.
So what? Do the under 18s for Liverpool play in the Premier League? Is that what you're saying?
Some of them do.
No. I'm saying the under 18 team for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Are they registered in the Premier League? They're,
No.
different rules, different players, different rules, actually. There's whole different rules there.
Probably not.
You don't have to have so many homegrown players. There's all sorts of different rules in under 18 to the Premier League. So Cliff Central and Cliff Central Sport, different animal.
Okay, there was a point in the season where we got to, and it was just, what's another word for it? Everything was discombobulating.
No. Well, I mean, I know what the word is. but
Everyone was discombobulated.
the fans?
Yes, because it was like Virgil went out, then as we thought we were getting on the sort of right track.
So, okay, but now you're just talking about the fans. What you're trying to say with the terrible language you used earlier, wash your mouth with soap. You're trying to say that Liverpool was a mess because of the injuries.
Yeah.
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 So that's
And Again, I know people don't like it when Liverpool fans say that or when fans say that, and you can't blame everything on injuries. But like genuinely, this season it was just honestly everything was poor timing.
Oh my God! Listen to these. Liverpool fans. When people aren't, it's like England fans, right? Why no one's nice to you? It's like, it's okay to say we sucked as well. Like Chelsea sucked this season. What must I say about that? I could easily go and find injuries as well, and Thiago Silva, this and this. It was a new season for Silva, and we had the youngsters, and we didn't get the striker we wanted.
No, I don't think
Timo
Chelsea
Werner
has...
didn't play well, and Havertz is young and had COVID, by the way. Like, am I saying that?
I don't think Chelsea have much of an excuse.
What, for winning the Champions League? Yeah, sure. We don't need excuses. Winners don't make excuses, pal.
No, when it comes to injuries or people being out from COVID. The season before, Lampard signed an entire new squad.
No. The season before, Lampard couldn't sign. That was this past season, by the way.
Okay, that season. You still signed a whole new squad that could replace Thiago Silva, who is 400 years old.
I love this from Liverpool fans because you broke a world record for a goalkeeper, right? Broke a world record for a centre-back, bought... Keita for 70 million, spent 50 million on Fabinho, right? Should we keep going? Sadio Mane is 35 million pounds. Mo Salah cost 30. Like, Liverpool fans talk like Jurgen Klopp has just come and played only Liverpool players. Like the whole bought a squad thing. You broke a world record for a goalkeeper and a centre-back. Chelsea have never broke a world record for transfer fees. So, please, stop.
No, but you still came in and bought a whole new squad, a whole new midfield, half of a defense, and a whole new attack.
The whole of Chelsea's squad cost your keeper, Virgil, Keita, and Mane alone. Just those four players are everything Lampard spent.
Wait, I think you're taking this the wrong way. I'm not saying Liverpool spent less money than everyone else.
Yes,
that's not what I'm saying.
No, I see what you're saying, but I like. When that's when you're saying the 250 million things, like when you've got no excuse and you expected to win the Champions League. I didn't hear that from Liverpool fans that we broke the world record for we were just like Jurgen Klopp's this maestro. It's always like when Liverpool do it, it's amazing, but when Chelsea go and buy, they're ruining the league because that's where you're kind of going. Like you got no excuse because you spend so much money. You know what I mean? You're kind of trying to go there, and you're saying, boo-hoo, Liverpool, the injuries. Everyone had injuries. What are you saying this season, Jimbo? Are you saying, put your money where your mouth is? Are you guys going to win the league this season? Are you back? Is Jurgen back?
Oof.
Tough to say. Okay, so let's do it this way. Will Liverpool finish above Man United?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you will finish above Manchester United.
Wait, I have to do this. I have to do this objectively. I'm sorry.
I hope people have heard that now. Sorry, James, you can't go back. You know when you go and vote, have you voted in elections yet?
Yes.
So have you ever voted and gone, tick the wrong guy?
No.
And then gone and
but I do know what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, you can't go back and get your ballot and go, sorry, I actually meant Sally.
Oh, actually, you know what?
Skumbuzo.
We'll finish above United, actually.
Oh, okay. So I'm putting 2 ticks there. So
Easy
for those
stuff.
who don't know, okay, so you're finishing above Manchester United.
Yeah.
Will you finish above Chelsea Football Club? Oof. You hesitating?
Yes, we will. Yes.
So must I put half a tick there? Because that took a while.
Say no. Put a full tick.
Full tick next to Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah.
Will you finish above Manchester City Incorporated?
Oh, that's the deciding factor, huh?
So yes or no, James? You have 5 seconds.
Can you put half a tick? Is that a no?
3, 2.
Putting it out there, yes.
Liverpool are champions of England.
I'm putting it into the universe.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the 13th of July, 2 days after Euros ended, a month and a half from the season starting, James Jimbo Illingsley has declared Liverpool Football Club. I'm writing it down.
Look, It can't hurt.
Wow.
It can't hurt to put it out into the universe, right?
And is that just from so Liverpool are winning the league, hey? Holy, no, it's too late now. You've said it, James, and we're letting it fly. I would love to know what people think. He's James Ilsley on social media. I'm MKT Inspires. This is Cliff C Sport. If you are on Twitter, hashtag James said it.
Come at me, son.
Yeah. Okay. Hashtag James said it. Hashtag cash me outside. But hashtag James said it. Liverpool are winning the league. So let's see. Let's see if we can get that going on Twitter, please. Hashtag James said it. Liverpool are going to win the league. It's unbelievable stuff. All right, James. So that's what you're thinking, huh?
I think just let's put it out there into the universe and, you know.
I was going to discuss the other teams, but it doesn't matter. Who cares? Because Liverpool are first.
In our dreams, dude.
Yeah. Tell me about the Olympics. Now, usually I get juiced for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I'm juiced again. Because a lot
Excited,
of maybe you thought I was going to say, oh, because of the pandemic, blah, blah. You are dead wrong.
Dude, I love the Olympics.
Dude,
it's so exciting, dude.
Like, what kind of monster do you have to be to hate the Olympics? Or not even watch it? Because my mom, the only reason she ever used to watch sport was, I mean, she worked too hard to come and watch me actually playing. But she'd watch sport on TV if I'm around, you know? Like, it's not her thing at all, you know? But she even watches the Olympics. Like, my mom makes a concerted effort to just catch snippets.
Same with my mom.
Yeah, like my mom is not into... Who are these devil spawn on this earth that don't watch the Olympics?
Dude, it's... The Olympics...
Like, I feel like that about football, but anyway, that's a whole separate thing.
That's true. But the Olympics is so interesting because there's so many sports, so many new sort of countries. I've been introduced to a lot of things within the sporting world because of the Olympics. Like beach football. I knew beach football was a thing, but I didn't know how like big it was and how it worked and all of that stuff. And they have like a whole build-up thing before the Olympics for beach football, if I'm not mistaken, which is really exciting. It's just dude. It's so much fun. Honestly, it's so much fun.
It's so cool. Like, because I love to travel, right? I love knowing, like, what somebody in the Comores looks like.
What?
I've never been to the Comores. You didn't even know that was a real place, right? But when I see a sprinter from the Comores, I'm like, oh, that's what people from the Comores look like. That's awesome.
Just 1 second. How do you spell Comores?
Oh, it's a good question. It's a good question. I don't know. Google will probably correct you there. But this is what I mean, right? Like, I remember there was a lady who, I don't know, did she swim in the hijab or whatever, you know? I can't remember whether she was swimming or what she was doing. Like, oh, that's how people in the Arabic world do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait a minute. The news always tells me that these people over there are these scary people. It's like, oh, no, wait. There's a lady in a hijab playing soccer. Oh.
Yeah, you see that often, huh?
Like, that's cool. That lady's in a hijab. She likes what I like. So who's these people trying to tell me that those people are not human beings who will practice stuff and enjoy stuff and do teamwork? Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's such a cool thing for me because I'm so interested in other, I don't want to say cultures because I don't really want to know your culture. I like to know kind of who you are, maybe in highlights as well. I'm also not like a let's chat all the way and I want to know the essence of being Spanish, you know? Like, no thanks. I just want the highlights package. Give me the YouTube version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is like, what better way to do it than through sport?
Dude.
Because you can also see like the different swags, right? You've seen like Usain Bolt's got that Jamaican vibe.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. And you might be wrong, but you're like, oh, cool. Like Chris Gale, you know? Chris Gale, what's it? And sprinters like that, you know? And you think to yourself, oh, okay. Like, cool. Look at these guys. Where are they from? The West Indies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. What's... And then I'll often, like, find out about someone and go and watch documentaries. Like, I remember at the last Olympics, they were talking about the Japanese... There's one... I forget what it's called, but there's a really famous Japanese karate academy. Like, all of their medalists come from this one sensei, right? And he's there, but they have to go to university. Right? There's no, you're just doing karate and you go to the Olympics.
boy, huh?
No, he's the OG of all the OGs. but he came from the last sensei, who was the OG of all OGs. I forget what his name is.
So the last sensei was like the master Oogway.
I'm guessing that is Ninja Turtle.
Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda. No, not into Jack Black. But okay. I didn't. Okay, cool. Yeah, yes, I would imagine.
Yes, so in Kung Fu Panda, the like higher master Oogway.
Okay.
Then below that, there's a master. I forgot his name. And then it's the Panda people squad.
With
They
Jack
have
Black.
a squad, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
Worth a watch?
Yeah, good stuff. It's not exhilarating or exciting. It's just
I mean, you're also not a good person to ask because it's from what you've said, that's your lady's choice. So you're not even doing it because you like it sometimes. So I'm not going to take that as a movie. That's not Barry Wronger.
it's clearly not Barry Writer anyway.
Okay, we're going to move back now to Japan and their karate
you were
after
saying.
whatever just happened there.
Yeah, you were saying.
Then I went and found documentaries and cool little clips about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I've never been to Japan. Is this what Japanese people are up to in their universities?
So interesting.
It's like here in South Africa, most oaks know, and ladies, quite frankly, if you're a talented sportsman, just to play for the sports teams, I mean, you could do like a marketing BA degree. They actually don't care. You just sign up for I think 2 modules a year and you can play rugby, you know? Whereas there in Japan, they're like, absolutely not. You are doing a full-on degree. Otherwise, you don't go to the Olympics. So it's not like, oh, okay, if you do it, they don't send you. They that's part of the deal. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, wow, that's a whole different world.
So you have to be incredible at what you do and also
Discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline.
That's insane.
No, you see, that's a whole different lens. I don't understand these people who don't like the Olympics.
Dude, even like the opening ceremony, as long and as tedious as it is, just watching the vibe of all of these countries come out and then you see a random flag that you barely ever seen. You're like, I wonder what country that is.
Yeah.
And then you research that and you find out that they only compete in underwater axe fighting. And it's like, what? How did this exist?
Yeah.
It's just this whole thing. Dude, I love it so much. I'm like you. I'm not the person that's like, oh, I wonder what their food's like and what their culture is like. I'm just.
I mean, now having said that, I have eaten cat, dog, crocodile. Well, crocodile you can get anywhere. I did that.
And what were those?
The only thing I think I haven't eaten is human being. I've tried tortoise, snake. Real thing. Yep. Well, I said I haven't eaten a human being.
I don't want to be the first.
I haven't eaten a human being. I haven't had the desire yet. I'm not Luis Suarez. James was walking out of studio there.
I didn't want to be the first human being that you tried.
Now, James, if I was a cannibal, you'd be a pretty good target.
Because I'm naive and stupid.
Well, you're 6'3". Lots
a lot of food.
Yeah, we can store you. I could probably store you somewhere, chop you up.
Also, I've picked up weight in the last sort of year, 2 years, so there's a bit
have
more,
you?
There's a bit more meat on my bones.
Ooh, but I don't like fat, so I don't eat steak with fat. I always get my steak clean, neat.
I'm sirloin all the way, baby.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ooh, so that's a problem. Where do I store? Where do I get a?
Yeah, but you can just gut me like a fish and cut the fat off.
What do I use? How big is the knife? You're 6'4".
It sounds like a you problem when I'm dead.
Well, what am I doing there? Am I putting you in the bath? Where do I keep you? Well, who has a table long enough for a 6'4" guy while I'm chopping off the fat?
I'm sure you don't need a table long enough for a 6'4" guy. You just need a table long enough for maybe to my calves, which is like a normal table.
Put you in the bath, chop your leg off, chop the other leg off, chop the midsection is what you're saying. Deal with the fat in smaller piece. No, you're dead. I'm not gonna.
No, where I was going with that was somewhere. The amount of weight that my sort of lower legs and calves carry is not enough to bring the momentum the other way to shift me off the table. So if my calves are hanging off the table, we vibe it. You don't have to cut them off. Just saying, you need a normal sized table with the calves hanging off. Dope.
No, but now here's the problem. If you're doing that, is I'm maybe working on the midsection and it's all pulling apart. Is also the meat's rotting. You know what I mean? I got to keep the meat on ice. That's why I got to chop you in small pieces. So when I do eventually get to eating your calves, the meat's fresh-ish. Or I guess probably the right way to do it is the freezer container thing to keep you. It's a lot of meat.
I'm so glad all I had to eat today was a piece of toast.
Yeah. So the real thing, if I was a cannibal, you're not a bad target. Now people know, James, if you're missing for 4 days and they don't see me, they got to come check at my house. Like,
I'm just saying. Mom, if you're listening, I'm
Yeah.
just saying. It's not the looting.
You know what's not readily available is how do you spice a human? Because the cannibals generally in this day and age are from countries, and there are still cannibals today, by the way, in the Western 21st century world. But the
There's
cannibal
an actor that's a cannibal.
Cannibal Lecter.
No, he's actually like he's in the public eye. Like he's an actor on a show. He's a cannibal.
What's the show called? So it's not a real person. You've made this up.
I think he's on Gossip Girl.
Oh my word! Yes, and he got caught, eh?
Yeah, and his
Yes.
like conversations got leaked, and it was like all this weird.
Had he eaten somebody, or was he just talking about it?
I don't know. I never found out, but I did when I found out on Facebook that he was into this kind of stuff. I did research like the DMs and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
what's his name?
what I was gonna say is that's maybe the cannibals need to release recipes. You know, like because there's still some tribes that are based on cannibalistic sort of structures, and but they're very few and far between, untouched. So yeah, they aren't, from what we know, literate in the sense of they can write things down. But yeah, maybe we go and speak to those guys and say, what's the best thing how do you spice a human? Because it's stuff I need to know. Who's to say that one day I'm not going to need to know that? You can never have enough information.
Look, I'm not sure I want to know how to spice a human. But look, if you do want to know,
Papua New Guinea. You'd have to go to Papua New Guinea. They've got tribes there that are still.
or just pop a message to Army Hammer's DMs.
Unbelievable.
That's the actor, by the way.
Army Hammer.
If you Google Army Hammer cannibal
Yeah.
and then go to images, it'll show you some of the DMs that he's sent to people, and it's just like it's.
Listen,
So wild.
but it just tells you, like, the human beings, we're just capable of the best and the worst things. Like, this guy's got the dream life, one would think. One of the biggest shows of the noughties. Hey, James, did you watch Gossip Girl? XOXO, I'd imagine.
No, I just know Gossip Girl was a big show. Like,
Oh, so you haven't watched it? Surely you've got a lady. You would have watched
no,
it.
haven't.
No. Okay. Anyway, so but this was a hit show.
Yeah.
You would think he's got it all: fame, power, money. But actually, all he wants to do is maybe, get someone's butt cheek on the plate with some veggies. Chop some glutes off, sear it. How do you think how do you think he orders that? Like the person who cooks it for him. Like, excuse me, sir, do you like your glute medium rare? And these are the questions cannibals have to answer. Quite something, huh? All right, Jumbo, let's, on that lovely note, should we take a little intermission as James looks at a photo of a cannibal?
Can I just read one of his DMs, please? It's there's no swear words in it.
Okay, let's hear it.
And it's probably one of the least graphic things.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, live from the DM of a cannibal living in 2021 who was an actor on a show in Hollywood.
If you were next to me, I'd give you the tiniest cut and then fall back asleep sucking on it. Just a little trickle of your blood, the taste of you, the taste of your iron and minerals, soothing me to sleep.
What? So wait, that's not really a cannibal though. He's talking about like kind of that's leaning more to vampire behavior.
It is.
So he didn't eat a person.
No, but there's a lot more that points towards cannibalism.
Like
That's
we're-
just one of the messages.
Holy smokes.
Just Google Army Hammer Cannibal for those listening. And just make sure you've eaten a light breakfast.
Right. Now, this reminds me, actually, since we are an educational show, James, you need to go and look this lady up. One of the most evil human beings in history. Her name was Elizabeth. Cleopatra's beloved.
Okay.
What are you? What you got against the Egyptians?
I just
Do you not like Egyptian people?
because I know everything. I was trying to
Preempt. Okay.
Yeah.
Or you want to tell us about this woman I was going to talk about?
Uh,
When it comes to cutting
Look.
people and drinking their blood?
you have to be more specific when you say Elizabeth.
Okay. When I say Elizabeth, which one do I mean? Slovakian, of Slovakian persuasion. Romania by today's standards.
Is she a direct transcendent of?
Yeah. Hungarian, actually.
Is she a cannibal?
Similar tendencies to what you had now.
Is it Elizabeth Fraser?
It's not.
Elizabeth Bathory.
The Elizabeth Battery. Okay, you want to tell me about her?
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you about her. She was a Hungarian noblewoman. Who
All right,
owned land in
give
the
me-
Kingdom of Hungary.
All right, give me some music on the outro there. Just like Elizabeth Battery would do to her victims. So she would, she believed beauty came from young, beautiful women. She would hang them up and kind of cut their, let them kind of bleed out. But she would kind of bathe in their blood, and it kept her young. So, these are the kinds of things that happened in the past, James. And thank goodness we got rid of people like that. So, yeah, if you are a cannibal, try and stay away from us. But if you do,
Please.
if you see me and James walking in the streets, I'm currently 8% body fat. He said he's picked up some weight and he's 6'3", 6'4". So just for any cannibals out there, go for James, and that'll make me, go for gold, which would be going for James because it's also the Olympics. On the other side, we could talk a little bit of Leo Messi. We'll talk more Olympics. And really looking forward to that conversation. All right, Jimbo and everybody at home. By the way, if you are with us on YouTube, please click like. And if you don't like the show, then I don't know what to do with you. This is the MKT Show. See you on the other side. Water polo as well.
I played water polo, one of the most physically demanding sports.
James, you are one of the least athletic people I know. I've played a chukka, I think it's called, hey? I've played a chukka of water polo. It is the most tiring thing I've ever done. How did you manage that? You are the least athletic person. And by the way, proviso here, James is a great guy. This is not a reflection on your persona. I know some people in sports they think if you don't love me in sports, you don't love me at all because the personality and their act is combined. So let's separate it for you, James. I love you as a person. You're great. You work hard. But you're one of the least athletic people I've ever met, if not the least athletic person. You played water polo.
I did.
Where?
In the pool.
At school.
At which
In the
school?
pool. At which school?
Yes.
Saints.
What team were you?
I wasn't any...
Oh, you just played for fun.
I was in a team. I think I was third or fourth team.
No, that's good. Hey, at that institution, that's flipping good. Seriously. You get into... You get into a team actually at those schools, but third and fourth, that's not bad. So yeah, but you were telling me about polo.
Physically, the most draining and demanding sport.
Oh,
I don't care what anyone says.
But
It's insane.
do you ever get hot?
In the pool?
Well, I'm just wondering. Because surely any sport you do, you get hot.
Yeah,
Do you get hot?
in polo.
Not that I can
any
remember.
way.
I don't think so, no.
Then it's not the most
No,
demanding.
it's just I've always wondered.
Yeah.
I
like
mean,
that-
it makes sense that you wouldn't. But I'm inquisitive mind. You can always learn.
I know what you mean, but listen, you're treading and there's guys pulling you down underwater. That's a good question, polo. But polo, huh? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're back. Because he said, I'll be back. And I said, I'll be back.
I was so confused.
But we're back. I brought it around. It is the MKT Show. Great to have you with us on this wonderful Tuesday. In a time when human beings need each other. We always need each other, but more so than ever. It's hard, right? You don't want to be glib about it, but we do need each other. And even if it's a message, people are on edge right now. The only edge I know about is the outside edge. You know what I'm saying, Jimbo? Hey, a little bit of Krikski there. Hey, pal.
Yay.
How's it? Ex-jeepers.
I was definitely listening.
Excited cricket. James went to the same school, and this is a comparison. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. James is a reflection on me. He went to the same school as Kagiso Rabada, and one has gone on to be the best, certainly of his era and in the world. And James is just on a sports show. James, your thoughts on it?
You are correct. That is a fact. He was 1 year ahead of me. Every Monday in our chapel services, it was Kagiso Rabada took 3 for 15, and then the next week it's Kagiso Rabada took 5 for 12, and it was just an endless amount of Kagiso Rabada. Not that it's a bad thing.
Oh, it did seem like you were hating there, but it seems he's carried that trend on.
He has. He did go on to do many things for the Proteas.
What a life that must be.
But look, now he's a Red Bull athlete.
Uh-huh.
I think he's also an Adidas ambassador.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, living his best life, dude.
He is living his best life, dude. Like, I can't think of too many people who... Because, South African sportsmen, for whatever reason, have this, like, they're very unlikable. A lot of the big ones,
Yeah.
Now, I guess if you're American, you might develop that resentment for your own athletes. But there's other countries where, like, I think Rabada to me is like the Marcus Rashford of South African sport. Like, what monster, outside of hating the fact that he plays for the most disgusting team in the world, Man United. Nobody, you can't hate Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, because he just wants to feed the kids and...
Yeah. He's one of the best people, like Juan Mata, right? I mean, Juan Mata started the 1% charity thing, right?
Yes.
Like, how do you bring yourself to... It's very easy to hate Bruno Fernandes because he's got a bit of that scummy thing in him, you know? Like,
Yeah, and he also has that thing where everybody thinks, including myself, that he only scores from penalties.
But he's got that.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo, I can understand why people love or hate him. Messi, I get it. When you can't relate to those people.
Yeah.
I can understand why you would hate Ashley Cole. I can understand why you would hate Roy Keane.
Luis Suarez.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would I say that? He's a cannibal. Well, some people like cannibals, just like that guy from Gossip Girl. So he loves Luis Suarez.
Army Hammer, dude.
But how do you... Army Hammer and Luis Suarez. Best mates?
Yes, absolutely.
Probably.
No.
It's a big accusation. Actually, we can't be caught saying that because Army Hammer is actually, I think, he's got proper cannibal tendencies. Although we did see Luis Suarez bite 3 people on international television.
I watched his first bite at like 2 o'clock in the morning in Australia. His first bite. How weird does that sound?
Which one? His first bite of Ivanovic or the Ajax one? Because the biting thing wasn't just at Liverpool, by the way. He had previous at Ajax. But the Ivanovic one, he literally wanted a piece of his arm. Just like sometimes when you're walking and lunch isn't quite ready, and you walk past the pantry and there's those open pretzels.
Yeah,
that's what Luis Suarez did to Ivanovic's arm. Just a little nibble.
I think it was the Ivanovic game. I think
that was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was 2 o'clock in the morning in Australia.
Yeah.
And I saw him bite him, and I was like, did he bite him?
Did he just crazy? Because what was the other one? He did the Ivanovic one. There was another one in the...
Chiellini, I think.
Chiellini was the other one.
That was in an international tournament.
With Uruguay, yeah. Tiny little thing called the World Cup, or the Confed Cup.
Yeah, it was one of them.
Anyway, and then obviously the Ajax one. So he's at 3. A cannibal, right?
Army Hammer and Luis Suarez.
Yeah, dude, it's actually not a hot take to call him a cannibal.
No. It's not a controversial thing to do.
Which is why you got to be careful. Imagine he worked at an ad agency and you're just like, what's a good word for smaller? What's a good word for something we can easily consume? You know? And, mite size, site size, crate size. Somebody peeps up in the corner. Bite size, Luis Suarez. Yes. Yes. Bite size. Yes. See. Speak Spanish.
He would do great at like Burger King's marketing department or something.
Yeah. Like he'd imagine him, Burger King marketing department. What's a good way to say we're gonna get our food out quickly? Chip, snip. It's not quite there. Chop. Chomp. He'd say chomp. You know what I mean?
And they'd be like, yes.
Muy bueno, Louis. Because the marketing department's obviously in Uruguay, in Montevideo. Wow, Luis Suarez taking up a lot of our show today.
He is, damn it.
Let me quickly talk about a guy. James, good to have you in, by the way.
Good to be here.
Good to see you, pal. Good to see the hair looking good. A little bit of feedback. It's getting a bit long. Are we keeping an eye on that? Are we keeping an eye on it? No, well, James.
Is it really?
Well, we want to keep an eye on it because it's starting to get to that length where it can misbehave. You got to maintain.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want to do, and this happens to a lot of us, is you never want to get to the stage where it's broken and you have to fix it. Excellence is about maintaining, right? There's a difference between maintaining and fixing. So if you wait, I reckon another 2 weeks, that it's going to be too long and it's a disaster and you've let yourself go. You know what I mean? You've just...
Yeah, but in this lockdown level...
The barbers are open. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, I got a WhatsApp of the Sasol in Ravonia, which is here.
Mm-hmm.
They've barricaded the door with like firewood.
Nice.
From the inside, so that they can't get in.
Oh,
obviously.
so the zombies can't get in.
Exactly. Anyway, can I go for haircuts during?
Yes, it's
level
open.
4?
I walked past the barber 2 days ago.
Okay, well, I'll keep an eye on it.
Just keep an eye on it. It looks good, but I'd hate for you to come in here 2 weeks time. You don't even know how to condition. We know that you've made. What are you doing about the conditioning thing now?
Doesn't it look good?
Amazing.
Exactly.
Oh, is that all conditioning?
What can I say?
Do you have body on tap? Gives it a bit more body, or what do you? Or the bounce? How do you get the bounce?
What's it called?
Do you have like a shampoo supply, or do you just go to the classic shop?
So I just use like Gill for my hair.
Gill.
But then the conditioner is...
Oh, so, okay, different brands for the conditioner and the shampoo.
I can't remember the name of the...
Oh, but that's interesting. You got 2 different brands.
Yeah,
so you're actually choosing a conditioner that works for you. Man, 2021's a crazy time. Like, imagine someone from the Second World War hearing what we're talking about. Like, you're so selective that you wouldn't be caught dead in the bath with Luis Suarez spicing you because he's a cannibal with Gill as your conditioner. Shampoo, you're happy to do it.
God forbid.
Yeah. You're not an animal.
Also like Nivea. I love Nivea products. It's weird.
Okay.
I've got a thing for Nivea products.
Shampoo.
Deodorant, face cream, aftershave,
whatever else.
Soap.
Douchebag man guy. So now, metrosexual.
It's true. That's what it's called.
So, so I'd imagine, do you have like the same brand fridge, toaster, kettle, or you're one of those people?
No.
Okay, well.
No.
Okay, you're not that guy. All right. James, it's good. It's good for you. It's good to be handsome. All right, let's talk about this guy. I just want to quickly address this. On the weekend, the Alba Celeste have gone and won Copa America. They've gone and won that, right? I watched about 20 minutes, the highlights. Seems like the most boring game of the year. But they've won it. And all I saw on social media was the GOAT debate is over, blah, blah, blah. Like the GOAT debate was over well before. It changes nothing. This win, absolutely, as I always say, it is like, honestly, it's like an energy to a diabetic. It is useless. It means nothing. It's meaningless. All right? Because international football is no longer the pinnacle of football. I'm sorry. Folks, France have 3 teams that could probably go and beat most international teams, right, on their day. Don't tell me they didn't win the tournament. If France played most teams 10 times, they would slap them 7 or 8 times. The pecking order is wrong. It's because what happens when countries get together, people sing anthems and people get passionate. And we know when people get passionate, we don't actually look at things through the correct lens anymore. International football is not the pinnacle. The stupid idea that Leo Messi had to win an international tournament to be the greatest of all time is so stupid. Let me tell you how football goes now. You don't have to like what I'm saying. Just go and sit down, make yourself a cup of tea. No sugar, obviously, because we're on a health drive. No sweetener either, because that's murder for the kidneys. Sit down and realize this. The pecking order for international football, it's not 1954 anymore, like when Pelé was winning it. It's not 1986, when Maradona won it. It's no longer international football. This is in order the most difficult leagues to win in the world in football. English Premier League, La Liga, the Champions League, and who cares about the rest? Because I only care about medal winners, right? I only care about the top 3 guys. Winners all day. International football is so far behind, right? I'm still not sure what they sell it on. International boundaries, anyway, that's your philosophical conversation to have. But the quality of the football, let's be quite honest, at the Euros should have been in the toilet. Now, fun tournament, we're all together, my country versus yours, we're tribal. Yeah, you know, particularly Europeans, boy oh boy, do they like a bit of tribalism and, you know, rah-rah about their country. And a flag here and a flag there, and the Italians are better than the Spanish. They love it. They love the empirical thinking. They love it, right? But quite frankly, it is meaningless. It is EPL, La Liga, Champions League. They're all harder to win than the World Cup. And this idea that Leo Messi had to win with the Albiceleste is so stupid and asinine, because Maradona, everybody tells me, is the greatest thing that's ever happened to Argentine football. Listen, he had 3 great years in his life. 3 great footballing years. 2 with Napoli, 1 with Argentina. When did that constitute greatness? Since when? Leo Messi, on the other hand, has been the best in the world for 15 years. 15! In a row as well. No breaks. Ronaldo took some Ballon d'Ors, but I think in most years there, we're doing a little bit of, you know, sponsor stuff. Okay, he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, but in reality, everyone knows Messi's better. It's a boring argument to me, but, you know, we got to have it. Nobody's Messi. I love Cristiano Ronaldo. I love both of them. I don't need to put the one down for the other to be great, but Leo Messi's a different level. We know that. But it's been 15 years in a row. People tell me about Maradona. Like, I watch football. I'm a historian. I know the game. Maradona had 3 great years in his life. 2 at Napoli, at Napoli, he could still do cocaine and play football. Failed at Barcelona, wasn't willing to be a professional. Part of greatness is the sacrifice. Maradona, I've always said, is a bigger cult figure than he is a footballing icon or talent. He's iconic because people love the people's champ, and he's certainly that. The talent is off the charts. Maradona all time. The goal against England shows you everything, not the hand of God, but the other one. Right? Maradona, all-time talent. But talent's not interesting to me. Can you execute? Greatness is about give me a body of work where you are at least second or third at the very lowest, all time. Leo Messi's been the best or second best for 15 years. 15! People tell me about Maradona. Pelé, I could even argue with you. His World Cups were won, I believe, over 12 years. 15 years. I could even argue with you for Pelé. But ultimately, those days, I'm sorry, the competition was nowhere near what it is now. Everybody's professional. You can have a left back from Ecuador if you want. You will find the best globally and they will come together. Back then, Brazil were playing just against the best from Hungary, the best from Spain, the best from England. Now you're playing against the best from everywhere. And boy, oh boy, if you're Didier Drogba, we'll find you. Leo Messi, no competition. If you are Thierry Henry, we will find you. Not a competition as soon as Leo Messi came in. Sorry, Samuel Eto'o, we will find you. We will now find you. Tavares has just signed for Arsenal. Who? We will find you if you're good now, and we don't care what corner you... Liverpool fans know a guy called Sadio Mane. We will find you now and put you in the English Premier League. It is the most difficult competition in sport. La Liga's not far off, and Leo Messi's been the best at that in the world. The Champions League's about as good as it gets. It's much better than the World Cup, by the way. Folks, if you don't believe me, Argentina, Brazil, Spain, Italy, Germany, France, always, right? Always same teams. The World Cup's been won by 8 countries. That's it. It's been going forever. The Champions League's been won by 22 clubs. My point is, okay, so it's clear, right? There's billionaires everywhere. They can buy the best players. James was just telling you, having a little whinge at the beginning of the show about how Chelsea are always outspending everybody and ruining football. So does Liverpool. So does Man City. So does Man United. Man United just bought Jadon Sancho for 75 million. I don't care how much you like Paul Pogba. If you're Brazil, you don't just pop over to the old, consulate and say, hey, who's that strapping 6'3" guy with the mad skills? How much for him? You don't get to do that. There's no free market. So France can have 3 teams loaded on the bench with Dembele not even mattering that he got injured and still be the best in the world. There is nothing Argentina can do about that. So there's no free market. 22 clubs have won the Champions League. Only 8 countries have won the World Cup. Been plenty of World Cups, plenty of chances. Folks, every time it's the same. Argentina, Brazil, Spain, Italy, Germany, and France. Always. It's always those teams. Always. So you can't tell me that's the pinnacle and it shouldn't matter anymore. There was a time when you could come and argue with me, right? And say you have to be on radio to be the best. Joe Rogan's never spent a second on radio in his life. He is arguably the most listened to broadcaster in the history of mankind. Get out of your thinking. International football is cool and it's rah-rah and it's pride. But like radio today, and I think radio still has a place, especially in Africa, but like radio today, it's not the only measuring stick anymore. There are people today, and I love the great Howard Stern, there are 21-year-olds today who have had more people listen to them than Howard Stern in his entire career. They're not better than Howard Stern. That's not to say they're better than Stern. I'm just telling you that there's different metrics. You got to move with the times. International football in the 90s, sure. But it's the Champions League now. It's La Liga now. And the king of them all is the Premier League. Leo Messi's been unrivaled, unmatched for 15 years. Sorry, there was no debate to be had. It means nothing to me that his stats were incredible at Copa America. It is meaningless. International football. People say it's dying. I said it's dead. International football is dead. It's just been kept alive because UEFA need pen pushers to do a job. That's all it is. But do you get juiced international football?
There is, I think the last time I was juiced for international football was the 2010 World Cup.
It was in your country.
Yeah, and I think that kind of blanketed a lot of things because that was also sort of a time where, like I was growing to realize how much I loved every aspect of football. And I think like that was intensified by having the World Cup in our country.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched the 2014 World Cup, and it wasn't the same. And I've thought about it a lot. I'm like, why? Like, why was I so excited for the 2010 World Cup? Like, it can't be, the only reason can't be that it was in South Africa. That can't be it. But I think it is, dude. I think 2010 World Cup was a different time. and it was exciting because, you know, you knew that players like Cristiano Ronaldo were in your country at the same time as players like Luis Suarez and like all of these. Diego Forlan was here. I
Hey,
think
we need to check on.
Maradona.
Yeah, Maradona was the coach of Argentina. Africa is the most beautiful, maddening, incredible place. The fact that Diego Maradona, it took an African World Cup for Diego Maradona to be the Argentina coach.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have worked anywhere else.
But
like, imagine Argentina pitched up at a European World Cup and Maradona said, I'm the coach. Her steward's going, turn around, so we love you, but please, you got to sit with the fans.
thanks, though.
Yeah, good one.
You tried.
Yeah.
Lolsies.
Yeah, dude, I hear what you're saying.
I don't know, dude. I honestly, I think the 2010 World Cup was unique again because it was in our country. But outside of that, dude, I genuinely haven't been excited for, and I mean, I know Confed Cup is cancelled. Well, I know that now. But I just haven't been excited for an international tournament in
So boring.
10 years, bro.
Because it's boring, dude. Like, the truth is it's flipping boring.
But do you think it's boring because we support South Africa and we will never have that moment of, well, I mean,
No, we won't.
it's harsh to say we would never will, but like,
Not in our lifetime.
do you think it's boring to us because we know that in our lifetime we won't see South Africa, like our country? Like, it's great to, support this country by heritage, and it turns out it's like Germany or something. They're going to win things.
Sure.
Do you think we're just not invested because we're South African? We know, like, it's just like our country, the country we're actually born in, no heritage, no.
Yeah.
Our country will never, like, do any of that. Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's the reason?
Absolutely not. I've given this one some thought. It's the fact that I can't get involved in a tribe, like, to the final level, because let's say I like Italy. There's a limit to that, right?
Yes.
Because at the very end, I'm not Italian. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
like, if I'm a Liverpool fan, right, which I'm not, but if
Shame.
I'm a
What's that
Liverpool
like?
fan, yeah. But if I'm a Liverpool fan and I'm from Taiwan, and I'm from I don't know, Iraq, and I'm from South Africa, we're all Liverpool fans, and there's no limitations of how deeply I can get involved with the tribe. If I buy a membership, I'm just as much a fan as James.
Yeah.
You know, and people from, you know what I mean, there is a limitation to boundaries, whether it's a man-made construct or whatever, is how far can I love Croatia?
Exactly.
Because there comes a limit that, that there's, I can't get as passionate about Croatia as a Croatian. They didn't put me through school. I didn't grow up there. I'm not a son of the soil. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the English Premier League is almost like Hollywood. You can you can be invested in, I don't know, Liv Tyler as much as as I am, the arts, right? There's no limitation. There's nothing stopping me from enjoying a Spider-Man film. We can all get involved in a Spider-Man film, right? If it's a new, like a cinema noir French art film, that's just for French people. How am I getting involved in that?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what international football is. It's like there's a limit to how much I can get involved purely by what's at play.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I think what's important is we're not downplaying the sort of what's the word? Accreditation of winning a World Cup. I don't know if accreditation's right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
We're not downplaying, like, it sounds like we're coming across as bitter because our country is just like nowhere, but
not at all. Not like, I'm not bitter at all. Like, awesome, Italy, that's amazing. It is amazing. Like, people love their country. That's cool. That's awesome. I have no problem with that. It's just the standard's not as good. Also, that's another thing. Like, now, I think back when it wasn't so much about the money and just Pele and just Maradona got paid, different time. Right? Then it was actually about your country. You know, like, now football's a product. Is guys get paid, the best players come together. Oh, wait. And also, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. Like, you watch the Premier League, how well coached and how coordinated those teams are, and you watch the Euros. Like, take your blinders off. It's clear. Like, the best version is Man City. Man City against Chelsea is better than any World Cup game you could put together. The players don't spend any time together. I don't get to know the Italian players either. Like, I know Havertz is like at Chelsea. I know what he like. Oh, 3 seasons ago, I'm involved in the storyline.
Yeah.
I'm not involved in Italy storyline. I'm not watching Italy Macedonia. I'm not doing it. I'm not involved in the story from 2 World Cups ago. I'm not. I'd like to think I'm an ardent football fan, but I know what Sunderland, Middlesbrough means. I know the whole story. I know the romance of it. I know what the Merseyside. I remember Gerrard getting sent off in the Merseyside derby when I was young. I remember that. I remember Gerrard's first that game when he came off the bench and he was sent off in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I know that about Steven Gerrard. There's no international. I'm not getting involved in Uruguay's team that much. Sorry. Is number one, the best version is club football, right? We know that. They buy the best resources. If your left back sucks and you're Switzerland, you can't go over and say, hey, we've noticed you guys don't use Mendy that much. What you guys think? Huh? Well, 30 million.
I also think what plays into it also is it becomes a little bit boring. Like the Premier League and even the other leagues, the Liga, the Serie A, especially with Cristiano and what Juve are doing with their whole squad development. I think a lot of that stuff keeps it exciting. But if you look at the 2006 World Cup England squad and the 2010 World Cup England squad, there's little to no changes in the 23 or 26 man squad that was called up. There were a couple of changes here and there, but little to none, right? It was still, I think Gerrard was still, Lampard was still.
No, I know what you're saying.
There's no sort of change in dynamism.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think that's where the issue comes in. Like club football, you want like United fans. They're pretty stoked that they've signed Sancho. He brings an interesting sort of unique approach that United haven't had for a while. Like a young sort of player with a name, got pace down the wing. It's a new angle that Man United can use, and it's an angle that Man United fans or football fans haven't seen from United in quite a while. And that changes things. That could take United to finishing top this season. Touch wood, God forbid, and all of the other jinx blocking things there.
Yeah.
There's just so many ways football can change, club football and league-wise, and Champions League's exciting. There's so many ways it can change, dude. Champions League, like, you get a weekly fixture of Juve versus, like, Barcelona. That's exciting.
Yeah.
You see, like, Messi and Ronaldo go up against each other, and Dybala's involved there, and it's a Barcelona squad that's always wow-ish at the moment. It's exciting, dude. If I see Spain versus Macedonia one more damn time, I swear.
You know what the other thing is football's a TV show. And in every TV show, what do you need? You need like a bad guy or a threat or, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen. In international football, I know for a fact Argentina, Brazil, Spain, Italy, Germany, France. I know that.
You also, it is like a TV show. You need something or someone to believe in also. So like the protagonist, you need to believe in that.
Good word.
Or the theme. I know, right? You'd swear I went to a film school. You need to believe in a theme or a symbol or a person in order for you to like truly be invested to watch all 9 seasons or all 8 episodes or whatever it is. Like you say, Italy, Spain, Germany, France, those are the teams, Argentina, those are the teams. They're in the hat. They're in the last 4. They're in the last 2. They're in the final. Yay.
And like the cool thing about league football, so forget the quality, part of the movie theme. It's a TV show. You need trepidation, right?
Mm-hmm.
There must also be like fallout.
Yeah.
Like, oh, someone's going to get relegated.
Yeah.
Someone's not going to make the top 4.
Mm.
Like in international football, they're playing at a tournament and then they're going home.
Yeah.
2 teams are going to be in the final, and then everyone else is going home.
I mean, yeah, they tried with the whole relegation thing with this Nations League. So wherever you finished last season is where you start this season or something like that. Or you get relegated if you're bottom. I know there's a relegation promotion thing in this Nations League. Still not sure how it works.
Like even my international friends, I've never heard like a Spanish person arguing for their country, like getting heated about international football. But just try and tell them that Barcelona is better than Madrid or Madrid's better than Barcelona. Because you know what's cool about club football, we'll finish off on this, is that you can grow your tribe. If you're Spanish, I can't be Spanish. I can certainly be a Real Madrid fan. And yeah, if you do enough convincing, maybe I find out a cool story, I'll be a Valencia fan. You can grow your tribe. Like that's such a cool part of international football. We're talking on Facebook now. We're on Twitter. Like, look how big your tribe can be. Like in Italy, the tribe's Italian.
Yeah. And like,
why is that exciting?
I know you said we'll finish off on it, but like with the tribe thing, right? It becomes part of it. Like,
it is.
It's
at the center of it.
Oh, we've got Mane on the left wing.
Yes.
Who do you guys have? Anthony
Those
Martial.
are our gladiators. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
We're better than you. And that's a thing. Like, I don't want to say it's a guy thing because I know a lot more women are getting into football now that I've seen on the gram.
I would say a lot of women are already in football.
Yeah,
yes.
it's pretty interesting.
Some might say there's even a whole section of football for them. There's so many of them.
Women's football.
Yeah, some might say that, but no, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
On a serious note,
it's not really a guy's thing, but it becomes a football thing. Like to rag your friend about the fact that you lost to
banter.
Brentford.
Yeah. Which Arsenal will do on day 1.
Dude, if Spain plays San Marino one more time and I come into the office and you're like, oh, Spain lost against San Marino last night. Okay. Dude, the amount of times I've seen the fixture on 203. International friendly. ESP versus San M or whatever it is.
It's not good.
I'm like, again, dude, how many times are they going to play San Marino in the same damn friendly?
Dude, Leo Messi, obviously Twitter was just like, oh, the GOAT debate is over. I'm like, no, the dude's been the best in the world for 15 years.
Calm down.
Yeah, relax. It's not 1986. And Diego Maradona's never, I'll die on this hill. We're very bad at people we love at judging them objectively.
Yeah.
People love Maradona, and I understand why. He's the working class hero. He pushed back against authority and got away with it. He's also a little bit interesting with the whole mafia angle, right?
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
That's interesting. Like, oh, okay, the drugs, and he was still this football genius. But if you, because ultimately we're all romantics at heart, especially when it comes to football, right?
Yeah.
It's like he had one World Cup win, right? He won the Youth Cup with Argentina as well. And then he won 2 titles with Napoli. Or 3 titles with Napoli. Okay. I mean, John O'Shea has 7 titles, if we're just going to do that,
Yeah.
Like, is that... Okay, but that's not enough. Maradona, I need a body of work. Like, Leo Messi's 15 years of being unstoppable. Like, 30 goals a season is a bad season for Leo Messi. It's a bad season. By the way, with that, you get 30 assists. That's a bad season for Leo Messi.
And people know that. Like, people know if the sort of top goal scorer... Oh, goodness gracious. Not sure what that noise was. People know that in the Premier League, if the top goal scorer doesn't get at least sort of 22 to maybe 25, maybe 30 every now and then, like, it's a bad season. It's a boring league for that season, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Leo Messi, by the way, has gone this season. People are saying he's fallen off, he's dead, he's terrible. Are you aware that he's the top goal scorer in La Liga?
He also, so at these
Copa America,
he is the first player in history to finish a major international tournament as the top goal scorer, top assist provider, and win the Player of the Tournament award.
So to me, international football means nothing. I'll be honest with you. I've been very clear. It's the mistress. It's the mistress. Like most mistresses, if you are currently in a salacious relationship, and you are the side piece, James, side piece. You ever been a side piece? You ever been in a situation where you didn't cheat, but you were in a relation, or you were spicing it up with someone who's in a full-on relationship? You ever been that guy?
I plead the fifth.
Oof. Hopefully that's not going on right now.
No, cross my heart, it's not. I just, outside of that, like nothing's happening now,
Yeah.
but
Before
outside of that,
you plead the
I
fifth.
plead the fifth.
No, sure. So, but if you are the side piece, you're not as important as the wife. Do you know how people always convince themselves, like he will leave her or she will leave him for me? I'm like, oh, sweet petal.
Sweet petal.
Oh, sister. You know?
Oh, my love.
Oh, liefie.
Oh, same guys.
Oh, man. So cute. But you know these people, like, being the mistress is, I don't care how saucy you think it is. Like, you're never going to be better than the guy's wife or the girl's husband or the girl's wife. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to leave the original. Like, maybe 1 out of 100,000. Point is, international football, you are a damp squib compared to what we all love now. And you are no longer the pinnacle. It is just, it's something to do, dude. It's something to do. It's no longer the main course. It's definitely a dry apple crumble.
Yeah, the World Cup's on.
No, not EA. Although, having said that, do I want to go to Qatar?
Yes.
You better believe I do.
Absolutely.
You better believe I do. Because it's a lacquer party festival. But I'm out. International football, get that the hell out of my face.
Although that sounds contradicting, we never said that our points of views would make sense. So.
No. I've not at any stage ever professed to be intelligent.
No.
No, I've never said my thoughts will be coherent.
Pretty face, big forehead. We know where we sit. Stand. Play dead. I realized I was doing a thing.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I see how that went. All right, let's transition with that to social media with James. James. It's social media with James. On 98.9.
In the mix.
X. All right, Jimbo, what you got, pal? Let's finish off with social media. Maybe people aren't leaving comments. We don't have any comments today.
Yeah.
If you are out there and you'd like to comment, you got some questions, put that in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. If you're with us on YouTube, you can click like.
Do it now.
Now. Ow.
Or later.
Ow.
Okay. Tokyo Olympics starts very soon.
Yes, Tokyo 2020.
And I thought, let's do like a Tokyo in numbers, huh?
Not to be confused with Tokyo Sehwale, different Tokyo.
No, yeah, definitely. Right, so.
The one left his wife for a 28-year-old. I can't say her name, Natasha.
That's cool.
Fun story.
Okay.
My one friend. Yeah, my one friend. He was dating that girl, or not dating. They were in a situation in university, and I sent him a message and I said, "Oh, have you seen who Tokyo Sehwale's new girlfriend is?" And he said, she's downgrade. It's like, who needs a billionaire? Yeah, no, young. She was young. She was all about it. Natasha, good for you, babe.
Good for you, babes.
Yeah, you go get yours. Get yours.
Get yours, babes.
Yeah, hey.
Okay, so the full name for the Tokyo 2021 or 2020, it is the 2021 Olympics.
Okay, have they changed the branding?
From a lot of the articles I've read, they're naming it the 2021. I'm not sure if the actual tournaments.
Okay.
So we can call it 2021 is what I'm saying. Right.
Okay.
So the 2021 Summer Olympic Games is actually known as the Games of the XXXII Olympiad.
Lovely. That's good. Make it official.
Roman numerals. So yeah, it's going ahead.
The Romans, now that they're people that lived before. Why are we still using Latin? Why are we still Roman numerals?
You know what they say?
Fait accompli.
When in Rome.
Hey! Yay! Way!
Nailed it.
They do say
They
when in
do
Rome.
say when in Rome.
All right, so those are the Olympics. All right, what else we got, bud?
Right. Attendance, there will be 11,500 athletes at
Cheapest.
the Summer Olympic Games. 79,000 overseas officials, journalists, and support staff also.
Now, those journalistas, when does that start? We should have tried to sneak on that list. We are journalists.
I think it actually starts on the 18th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, we're clearly not journalists. We should have done
No.
some research. We should know when the second biggest sporting event on earth is starting.
It's because COVID changed everything.
It did. COVID. Do you know what? COVID is like a new relationship. It changes everything.
Exactly.
It makes you look at the world in a whole new way.
We still have a chance. It starts in... Never mind.
When?
10 days.
I mean, we should have been on that list as journalists because now, do we have qualifications? No.
No.
Do we have any experience?
No.
Would we do a terrible job?
Probably not.
So some people might say, probably. Yeah. Listen, some people might say those are the things you need. Qualification, experience,
And can you get the job done?
Yeah. Do you know what you're doing is a big part of being a journalist.
Most of the time, no.
So a lot of people would go, you guys shouldn't have gotten. I think they're wrong.
I think they're wrong too.
Yeah. Now, would we horribly underqualified?
Hurts.
I think being qualified and us actually going to the Olympics shouldn't be the same thing. Like, we should be there
Yes.
as accredited journalists.
Yes.
Because we want to ask questions. I'm going to, now a lot of people go, this is wrong because these guys aren't in the Olympics. But what am I doing when I get to Japan? Take me to the sumo wrestlers. I want to find out, how do you get that big? I've got questions. Now, a lot of people might say, hey, you're not here for that. You're actually here for the Ethiopian synchronized swimming team. And I'd go, as a journalist, I've got to go to the news. And a lot of people are talking about the sumo guys. Do you know what I'm saying? So James, that's probably why we aren't there. I've just, sometimes through talking, you realize why your life's going as it's going. And that's why we're not there. Why am I going to the sumo wrestlers? They're not in the Olympics.
I wonder why we aren't at the Olympics this year.
These are the questions you got to ask. All right. All right, Jumbo. So, yeah, what else we got there?
Athlete gender balance, right? 51% male, 49% female. I wonder how
Not good.
calculated in the weightlifting.
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching that subject. I don't know what you mean. New Zealand. It's wow. That's
Vaccinations by July. So this is still an ongoing thing. They hope to have 80% of the Olympic village inhabitants vaccinated, and 8 to 30% of the Japanese public vaccinated by July. That's a low number for an international tournament that's coming to your country.
Well,
8 to 30%.
Yeah, but I mean, sorry, less than 1% of Japan's population will actually be at the Olympics.
True.
Like, how big do people think? I would imagine it's all in Tokyo, right?
Yes.
No, Tokyo. I mean, what is the population of Tokyo? You carry on there, James. I'll find that out.
So there's been 415,000 signatures on a change.org petition.
Sorry, what was that number?
415,000.
Okay.
Just over 415,000. On a change.org petition for the cancellation of the Olympics. And the reason is because Tokyo only have 6,000 doctors.
So where's that coming from? Is Change.org international, or is that...
Change.org is a website where you can even go onto Change.org and say, I want to make a petition for
then who cares? Because
freedom of almond milk.
Sorry, I don't want idiots like me voting on something stupid like that. Like, how should women raise their children? I guess what? Idiots like me must vote on that. Like mothers should be told by me how to raise their children. Do me a favor. Change.org. Get that the hell out of here. Who cares? Honestly, who cares? Like, because a dum-dum like me can vote on that. Do I have any experience on how vaccines work? No, thank you. Nobody cares.
So one thing, huge thing,
Yeah.
that happened this week in Tokyo.
Yes.
Much like South Africa.
Yes.
Yesterday, Tokyo entered a state of emergency.
Oh no! What happened?
After domestic. Actually, hang on. I think it's for the virus that they're in a state of emergency. But yeah, so there'll be no spectators at the Olympics this year. We would ask people to support athletes from home, says Chief Cabinet Secretary Katsunobu Kaito.
Katsunobu Kaito.
That's his name.
How cool are Japanese names? I've
Good.
just thought about that. Nakata. Hideteshi Nakata. Great footballer.
I was going to do a thing that was going to be perceived the wrong way. Anyway.
Ooh, were you going to get racist there?
No.
We're going to do the classic
No.
Japanese guy sound chopping a...
No, you were going to do that
Wow,
sound.
James. Jeepers. Unbelievable. Not all
No,
Japanese...
you.
Not all... Yeah. By the way, Jackie Chan, Chinese. So that would have been racist of you as well.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
I said this number a while back. 33 is the amount of sports at this year's Olympics.
33.
The Tokyo Games will award 339 medals across 33 sports at 42 venues across Japan. Again,
Wait, across Japan or Tokyo?
Japan.
So are the games going to be moved outside of Tokyo? By the way, Tokyo, 14 million people.
Holy hell.
Yeah, Japan is a tiny country. 14 million of them are in Tokyo.
Holy
How insane is
hell.
that?
Alrighty.
That's a fifth of South Africa's population lives in Tokyo.
Holy hell.
That's insane.
Jeez.
And have you seen how small Japan is on a map?
Holy hell.
Japan is tiny. I did not know that, by the way.
No.
What is the population of Japan?
The entire population?
Yes.
Probably like... No, it can't be more than South Africa. You can't tell me it's more than ours.
This is hilarious.
Is it really? No, it's not.
126 million.
No, it's not.
That's what, 5 times the size of South... No. Yeah, like 4.5 times the size of South Africa. If we're going on 50 million.
And in terms of land mass, are they smaller?
No, Japan are the size of your kitchen.
Yeah, but they may be tiny this way.
No.
But this land mass is also...
Tiny country. Island. Japan is an island.
Oh. Anyway.
Maybe somebody at home can tell us how... honestly speaking, Japan probably fits into the Northern Cape.
Maybe someone at home can tell us how they Japan
Yeah.
to work these logistics out.
No, okay. All right.
Japan.
Well, it's when you've got these difficult decisions, it's kind of hard to know which way Tokyo.
Oh, God. No.
It's hard to know which way Tokyo.
Moving on. 5 sports: baseball / softball, karate.
Hey, sorry, Japan baseball, big thing by the way.
Yeah, I know.
J League football, but
Huge.
they are brilliant at baseball. So
Yeah.
look out for the Japanese softball and baseball teams.
Yes. Baseball / softball, karate, sport climbing, skateboarding, and surfing are featured for the first time ever. While some, including basketball, include new events. Oh, so there'll be new events for some sports?
I'd imagine that's women's basketball.
Probably.
Has that not been at the Olympics
I don't
before? Okay.
So.
Okay. It's big enough. Yeah, it's big enough to...
11,500 number of athletes. It's just splitting them gender-wise again.
I cannot wait to see how they make this work. I didn't realize Japan had 126 million people. Where do they all live? How?
So there's actually a majority of people in Japan that want this cancelled.
Okay.
And I think that's where their big population comes into play.
Although, how would we know that? How do you do a census on 130 million people?
Well, it says 62%.
But you know how these things are taken. It's like Nielsen voting, is they generally do a census on like 100,000 people and they extrapolate it.
Yeah.
They don't ask every citizen.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how stats are done.
Well, I mean, you're always a big man of saying you can't doubt science. So,
Whoa, what do you mean? No. Excuse me.
this is science.
No.
There's a hypothesis, there's a variable, and there's another variable. And they made a question, which was the hypothesis, and
So-
they conducted the experiment through estimation and extrapolation. And then they
Came
got
to-
the answer that 62% of the proportion of Japanese people in Japan are wanting the Tokyo 2020 Olympics to be delayed or cancelled.
Fair enough.
Hypothesis, science.
Yeah. Science.
It's from
Bomb.
a movie.
Don't know the movie.
Okay.
What's the movie called?
No, it's from Breaking Bad, sorry.
Okay, haven't seen it.
It's like science.
And also, like, if I ever meet anyone again, and I say, "Oh, okay, I studied chemistry, blah blah blah," stop asking me if I've seen Breaking Bad. Get the hell out of my face.
Lame.
Like, I don't see you squash a bug and go, "Oh, have you seen?" Or what's that one with the serial killer thing? The guy, and he's a detective or whatever, where he chops people up and he.
You have to be more specific.
Some guy. He kind of looks like you, actually. Now that I think about it, with the beard.
Is it Marilyn? Nope, it's Charles Manson.
No.
Marilyn Manson?
He's a real Manson. Charles Manson's a real killer. I'm talking about a show. I think it was on Netflix, where the guy's a killer, but he's also a cop. I think.
Oh, is it Dexter or something?
Dexter.
Yeah.
I don't see you squashing a bug, so you've killed something. All right, now are you Dexter now? I don't say, have you seen Dexter? You know what I mean?
Well, it's
That's
the same as being a football fan, right? It's like, oh, you're a massive football fan. I'm sure you've seen Goal. Most football fans have seen Goal.
of course 1, 2, and 3 available on YouTube.
15.4 billion US dollars
That's insane.
is the amount that Japan has spent on Tokyo 2020 so far.
$15.4 billion.
However,
Having said that,
government's audits suggest that figure could be much higher, with both the organizers and the IOC standing to lose billions of if the Olympics are cancelled by COVID-19.
I hope the IOC collapses because they're a bunch of useless pen pushers.
Is that the Olympic Committee?
Yeah, I'd like it to be run by competent people. Like, why aren't they paying? So the big thing is, just so you know, Olympic athletes don't get paid.
What?
Yeah, it's part of the thing that you have to be under amateur status, so it's illegal to pay Olympic athletes. I mean, you can financially dope that with sponsors, blah blah. Yeah, so it's a big thing
That's
about.
wild.
Yeah, no, real thing. Like, why? Why is that still happening? Pay the athletes.
Pay the athletes, man.
Although maybe it's part of it. You know?
Maybe.
Like let's get back to the purity of the sport.
Yeah.
Having said that, you just spent $15 billion of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the purity thing went out the window when you spent $15 billion. How much are Coca-Cola paying, you think? Like $1 billion, eh?
Easy. Dude.
All the money. Actually, you know how much they're paying? All of the money.
All of the 15.
So the purity's already gone. Why does the charity stop at the athlete?
Powerade, Coca-Cola.
Whoever it
there's-
whoever it may be.
It's just so many sponsors.
Stop selling me the purity thing, because then Japan should pay for it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
The IOC and Japan should pay for it. There should be no Coca-Cola. You guys should be fundraising. That's when it's pure, right?
Like, stand on the streets and ask for money.
Get your hat out.
Like a school kid. You want to host the Olympics? It's your responsibility, child.
Is Raiden Japanese?
How
Chinese? Mortal Kombat. You don't know Mortal Kombat because all you care about is TikTok. Ugh.
Apex Legend.
Might have been racist there. If somebody could confirm in the comments, is Raiden Chinese or Japanese? Because what's the name of? I forget what the name of the hat is. That the traditional Japanese hat. Oh my goodness, I'm an idiot. I'm a moron. I've never been to Japan. I love Japanese history, and now I've forgotten what the hat is called Or is it even a hat? Is that racist now? Am I a racist? Am I a bad person? These
Okay,
are the questions you
you're
have to ask.
spiraling. You're spiraling.
I was spiraling. Thanks for bringing me back there, James.
Sure.
Raiden, Japanese, Chinese.
John Tobias revealed that Raiden was merely speaking gibberish and not actually Japanese. I assume he's Japanese.
Okay, so I wasn't racist. Thank goodness.
Are
A
you wondering
fictional
what
character.
that like samurai hat is?
Yeah. I don't. Do samurais wear hats?
It's the rice.
Yeah, but I think
hat.
it's samurais. Like I've seen like ladies on documentaries that are just in the tea fields of Japan.
No, but I thought to Samurai Jack because he always also used to have that hat.
Okay, yeah. He's about as real.
And they called samurai hats. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Samurai hat.
If you,
That's got to be a Western thing. There's no way the Japanese are calling that a samurai hat.
well, they're probably not, but on Amazon.com, someone's listed it as a
Yep.
samurai hat. If you Google it, it says, "What are samurai hats called?" It's called a kabuto.
Do you know what? I hate myself because I knew that.
Sure, you did.
No, that's why I was.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do sound like that guy.
You do.
Like I knew that anyway. Oh, my word. I'm the worst person ever. This might be the worst show ever.
It's true. It's true.
All right, let's finish off. I'm
That
the worst
is
person alive.
that is the Olympics in numbers.
Alrighty.
Let's jump into some comments.
Alrighty. Comments work.
They do. Kutle says, "Thanks, guys, for the mental break. Really needed it."
Hey, you know what, dude? Thanks for spending time with us, because anybody who is listening to the show right now, obviously in South Africa we're going through it, but just in general, if you're going through it and this is a cool 2 hours for you, that's actually the point of it. That is the whole point. So if you enjoy it, cool. If it's just a mental vacation for you and you're like, blah, well, either way, it's just 2 hours that you get to. That's also cool.
If
I hope
we're
you
ju-
enjoy it. I work hard. We work hard on the show. I want you to enjoy it.
If we're just background noise, that's cool too.
That's great. If you just, big thing that people don't do enough, clean under the fridge. Maybe you're just cleaning under the fridge and that's impossible. You got to lift because the thing about a fridge, you got to lift every corner
Yes.
at a separate time.
Uh-huh.
Not everybody's in a relationship like you, James. You can't ask, hey, Leafy, why don't you lift that side while I clean this side? You know what I mean?
It's racist.
Why is that racist?
Just assume.
Why?
Why would you assume that that's what we call each other?
No, I'm not assuming. You're Afrikaans and your girlfriend's Afrikaans.
Yeah, and then?
Leafy's
No.
1 + 1 is 2, James.
No, I refuse.
What do
I
you-
refuse.
1 + 1 is 2, Chief. Alrighty, what's next? So yeah, it's great. I'm really. It makes me happy when people enjoy the show.
Umbelelo G says, thoughts on Mourinho at Roma?
I'll talk about that tomorrow because I actually want to talk about Mourinho later this week. I'm trying to get somebody on the show to join us as a guest. I promise I will talk about Mourinho at Roma. I have lots of thoughts. I have many thoughts there in Bulal.
Kutle says the Proteas are playing Ireland, and it's just disgusting, is what he said.
No, why? ICC, why? Why is this happening?
Why? Damn it!
On a very serious note, I'm not happy about that because the ICC's job is to give us a quality product. There is no victory. Listen, it's going to be actually 2 Proteas teams. I mean, Ireland and Holland are basically just South Africa B and C, right? But what is the value to the product of cricket? Ireland playing the Proteas? What is the value? Everything for me when we talk about the elite level. At schools level, fine. 18s level, 19s level, great. But at the pinnacle level, it's why the NFL will win forever, right? I want the best. Like, to be an international cricketer should mean something. Do you know what I mean? Ireland playing the Proteas means nothing. They shouldn't be playing them. You got to earn your way to the top. You know, it should have some prestige. It's like not everybody gets to play in the Premier League. That's what's so cool about it. We know that's the best on display. There's no matchmaking in the Premier League. If you're in the Premier League, you deserve to be there. And that makes it even better to watch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, with this, what are Ireland doing? What have they done ever in cricket to be allowed to play the Proteas?
They went to a World Cup a couple of times.
What does that mean? Because Bangladesh are still in international cricket. The ICC's it's a mess. The ICC and the IRB are a mess. Shouldn't be happening.
Kutle says Australia vs France is the most interesting rugby series.
Take a mulligan, James. It's a hard time. Is your world melting down? you can't even go to the same Woolworths you normally go to. So these are real problems. Take your time, read that again, and ultimately, I know what the problem here is that the people at the other Woolworths, and they keep your organic mangoes that's been cut in perfect squares for you, and now you got to go to another Woolworths, and it's so brave of you. So read this again as your world melts down around you. Read that again, James. Take a mulligan, pal. It's a safe space.
You just hit the nail on the head there.
It's true. It's organic head, obviously. You shop at Woolworths.
It's been tough.
It has. Changing Woolworths isn't as easy as it looks.
No, they say it's easy.
Yeah.
But it's not an overnight habit that you can just change.
Yeah. Stay strong, James, because not everybody can be as strong as a Woolworths 1.5 litre cap at the top, how tightly that's put on.
That's absolutely
That's how strong
true.
you need to stay. The Woolworths water cap at the top, it is,
It's painful.
it's as tight as love. So,
You know what would make me feel better?
probably the large pretzels from Woolworths.
Do you think that we're in this together?
I don't. Some people don't shop at Woolworths. Most people don't have enough money. So it's all you, James. You're all alone, just like the world.
It's just...
Be strong, James. Be strong. Be strong like the biltong from... by the way, biltong at Woolworths. Terrible.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Well, are you selling me... Excuse me. Is this tungsten or is this meat that I can chew with my mouth? Let's talk clearly here. Jeez, like Woolworths. Unbelievable.
Even Woolworths, man.
Unbelievable.
Umbalelo G says... Oh, no, wait. I have to go back to Kutle's comment.
Mm-hmm.
Australia versus France is the most interesting rugby series. Again, dude.
No. That one wasn't too bad. You can finish.
Most interesting rugby series.
Yes. It's because you're Afrikaans and you get confused because you think series should be CERES. Like the place.
Yeah. Like in the Woeskaap.
Ja, waar's frikkie? Ja, is by series. So that's what happened. You saw series being written there, and your Afrikaans programming thought, what the hell is that word?
That can happen.
Yeah.
That did happen.
Yeah. Okay.
So Kutle just wants to know if we think Australia versus France is that.
We'll say it in English. For
the 400th time.
Yeah. Listen, Australian rugby is going through it right now. I don't know what happened after it started in the middle of Michael Chaker's reign. Something's gone wrong there. Something's gone so wrong. They had a goth lady as the CEO at a stage.
No way.
Google Australian goth lady CEO. I think her surname's Harris. So as soon as you've got a goth in charge, sorry, that ain't going to work, right?
Australian goth lady.
Yeah, Australian rugby had a goth lady in charge at a stage. That was about a year and a half ago. She eventually got fired because, you can't just play grunge music at work or whatever, lo-fi. I don't know what music do you...
You know what happens when you search? Is it Gail Kelly?
Might be. Is she? Let me find the correct words for this. Is she a healthier girl? With
not just pictures of goth. But Gail Kelly is actually South African, but she is she's South African born Australian businesswoman.
So is she a former CEO of Australian Rugby?
Became the first female CEO of a major Australian bank. Highest paid woman in an Australian corporation.
Okay, so it's not her. Does she look like a goth?
There's like 3 different ladies that pop up.
Anyway,
Goth.
Australian Rugby had a goth at a stage
rugby.
pretty recently. And that wasn't good for anybody. She did a horrible job. I think she was fired after 6 months.
Holy hell.
Yeah. Do you see her? What's her name?
She's so horrifying.
Wow, James. She's superficial much. I mean, obviously, I'm a better person. I care about personality and sense of humor. What's her name, James?
Shaker Gone.
Shaker Gone.
Mhm.
Really?
CHEIKA space.
Yeah.
Gone.
Is that her name?
No, this can't be the same name.
No.
Shaker Gone. Anyway, you keep going.
Yeah, but like that is the lady. They had a goth in charge.
Going, gone.
Yeah. Anyway, so Australia had a goth in charge, and it is the. What makes me sad is I think France are going to win that. They've got Ntamak. So yeah, that's going to be an awesome series to actually watch and get involved in. Two sides. I hope Australia are back, and we'll see how that goes. All right, Jimbo. Instead of searching for the goth lady, what else we got, Paul?
Oh, what else we got, huh?
What else we got? What else we got?
Umbelelo G says, ever heard of the slapping competition in Russia?
So I'm not being funny. I've been to a couple of those. I did live in Russia for 6 months.
Watched some videos.
Yeah.
I only heard about it because I used to watch Logan Paul all the time on YouTube, and he did like a mini documentary about the build up to it before he pulled out of going to Russia. Thought it was pretty intense.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. But the Russians, just different. They're
Stand there.
no, different humans, and a good time.
And there's a whole technique to it too.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to so to get more power, you don't bend your arm. You have to keep your arm straight, right? I wish that battery wasn't dead, but you have to keep your arm straight, and you just have to like rotate your hips or your torso, and then you just have to, and that gives you more power. Apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that. Very, very interesting.
So if you want to slap someone, just go look at those Russians, and you'll see the technique.
Yeah, or anyone from any country who's involved. You're welcome to watch anybody else. But we used to go to a few of those. Good time.
Terrifying.
Used to go with the lads. Good time. Get hammered.
Then they also hit you on the right spot, right? Where they...
I never got involved. No.
No, but I'm saying like also part of their technique. They hit you in the right spot, which is like here on your jawline.
Okay.
Which knocks you out.
Okay.
Because it does something to your jaw. Like it dislocates your jaw and then it hits something on the other side where it's been dislocated, which is like an off switch or like a brain reset switch. It's really weird.
Like a factory resetting on the back of the phone.
Yeah.
You always need like the pin. You can never find the pin, right? You get yourself a... I make this mistake every time. I use a toothpick. It's going to break in there.
Don't use a toothpick.
I know. Every time.
You silly goose.
Hey, I'm such a klutz.
Silly klutz.
All right, what else we got, bro?
Kutle says it's Dexter.
Yes,
Knew
it
it.
was Dexter. Yeah.
Kutle also says he's watching Breaking Bad and it's good. It's so good. 5 seasons of just pure chaos.
Awesome.
So good.
Awesome.
Yonder says, I've been watching and busy with work and being in logistics. This has been a good distraction.
Yonder. That is fantastic. And thank you for... You know what? Is he in logistics?
Well, it might be the case.
No, but this is important work right now, right? Imagine trying to be in logistics in this... Dude, that is not... Now, Yonder, here's somebody earning their salary, dude. Because imagine being in logistics in this country right now. We James, let's be honest. We live in a nice part of South Africa where the shops can be fine. Like, you got to come a long way to riot where we live. You know what I mean? Imagine being in logistics and actually working right now. Imagine he has to get, I don't know what Yonder might be, but imagine trying to get 3,000 tires from one part of the city to another in any city in South Africa right now. Like, I don't know what Yonder does, but imagine that.
So, it just took one Google search and I know where Yonder works. But I don't want to reveal that kind of information.
Oh, no, let's definitely not do that. He has chosen to work at his own work, not... You've chosen to be on a public platform, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm not going to read it out, but there's a LinkedIn page that's,
Okay, so can you discern what he would be getting across the state lines? Maybe, hey, listen, works in logistics, could be sort of a guy here in the Republic of South Africa who's working with the Colombian drug networks as well. That's also logistics. Drug dealers have to be in logistics as well. So, Yonder, I hope you are not selling Colombia's finest, but it's possible. And that's business, baby.
Dude.
I'm not a hater.
It says here, Yonder works as... See, I don't want to reveal personal details.
Yes. I don't know why you went there. You're supposed to be telling me where he works now without telling me the name of the company. What sort of stuff is he moving? Is it Colombia's finest? Is he moving human parts? Now, there's no way for me to know that. And by the way, I'm not saying he'd be wrong if he's moving human parts across the state lines. That must be incredible logistics work.
It's
Is it food?
it looks like a green real estate.
Okay, no, hey, listen, whatever it is, let's just say, imagine trying to get 6 doors to a client right now in whatever city you are in South Africa. 6 massive doors for a church. Imagine that is a nightmare right now. So shout out to, listen, the economy has to carry on, and it's incredible how South Africans are able to do this.
Good
Because,
stuff.
listen, we know at the best of times. Listen, you have a slight fallout with your partner, James, or a friend, or whatever. You know how distracting that is in the
Yes.
normal day. Like you're not on your game, right?
Uh-huh.
Like there are malls on fire.
Absolutely.
You know, there are sisters and brothers and wives and husbands who have to go to work, and in uncertain times. Not yonder. He's sitting there typing in a computer, and there's probably a kidney that's now going to Singapore.
It's true.
That's
Legally.
because he hasn't told us what he does. We can make it up.
Yonder, we assume that you work for real estate company. Well, we know
I
that.
don't presume that. I've chosen to think independently. I'd say he's. Do you think you could? You know, there's people with, like foot fetishes. Do you think there's people who would buy like feet if you sawed them off? Like, I think Blake Lively has great feet. Chop her ankle off. Like you know how these horrendous people will chop rhino horns off.
I put the outro music on because I don't want to have this conversation.
Oh, you don't? Oh, do you think is that foot fetish? Oh, okay. Is that too far? All right. Maybe we shouldn't talk about
It's
chopping.
just certain images I don't want in my head, you know?
Well, do you like Blake Lively? You don't want to see her with half an ankle?
I don't like
Or half a leg?
feet.
Oh, you don't like feet?
Mm.
Okay, I don't want to hear it then. I don't like. I don't like. You said, well, you actively don't like. Join us tomorrow.
I just feel like they're weird things, dude.
Join us tomorrow. We're going to talk about James hates feet, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow because we're out of time, James. I can't actually get into a man who has just said to me that I don't like feet. I never in 2021 thought during a pandemic, a state of emergency, thought I'd hear a man say, I don't like feet. Unbelievable. How does he walk? Does he wash his feet? Because he doesn't like feet. All that and more. That's called a tease. All that and more coming up tomorrow. My name is MKT, 13th of July. It's been awesome. Jimbo, you're a great man. Appreciate you, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been awesome today. But for now, we are the hell out of here.